Well, the wind is at least 12 MPH, possibly more on the lake, and this is boat 11 Snoopy trying to sail out against the wind with Robin on shore anxiously watching it. Pointing the right way now, but he's going backwards. I think he's coming home. Yes.
6% of 20 is about, I think that's about 1.2, isn't it? 1.2 mile an hour drift of the water. Nothing happens,
yes.
You know. And,
so it's got to sail up to 1.2 knots before it moves at all.
Exactly.
Right, well, here we are on Bray Lake. There's Dick and there's me.
Good afternoon. It's Saturday the 28th of July at Bray Lake.
At 15:15 BST. And we have Woodstock, which we've just assembled. It's taken us about 2 hours to get it right. And we have the wind sensor on the top there. So what do we need to do now, Dick? We need to turn it on.
We'll put both cameras on. You'll put the clock there while you're also filming with that. So they'll all be...
Right, I leave that there.
Right, okay.
We've also got elastic controlling
oh yes,
the main boom.
The main and the jib have both got elastic to draw it back to the centre to see if that helps it to sail closer to the wind.
Okay.
But it's not so strong that the wind can't push it to its extreme, which is about 30 degrees.
And that's 1416, right, a UTC. So Dick's got the radio control, and the rudder's hard to starboard, or now it's centralised it. Who needs a deeper keel, or a heavier one? But at least the anemometer is working. It certainly tests the waterproofing, yes. And it proves that we need a deeper keel or a heavier bulb at the bottom. Well, then it wouldn't move at all in light winds, would it? Because the rudder is kind of out of the water almost, isn't it? What are you trying to do now, Dick?
Remove the shock board.
Oh, you didn't think that they were doing the right job? Or you...
What I'm wondering is if the sail lets itself out a bit more, it may not heel over quite as much.
Right.
Maybe it's too tight, and it's too much elastic power in it.
Well, everybody else heels over quite a lot.
Yeah, yeah, but not to such an extent. Return it to how it was before and see what it does then.
Yeah. Well, we got the wind system seemed to be working. We've got to compare that with the compass to see where things are actually.
Just hope your waterproof deck is holding out well.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't exactly describe it as waterproof, but it's more like showerproof.
I was surprised how far it was heeling over.
Well, we've always known the keel is too light. But you think that your rubber bands were in fact keeping it close hauled as it should be? Or sheeted in, as you might call it.
Yes, that's exactly that.
It was doing that, so...
and I think that was just sheeted in too much.
Right. I have the controller, but I'm not doing anything with it. Gust. You're sheeting it in more? Letting it out more? Okay. I wonder how much water there is inside now. You ought to have a depth gauge inside the hull. Give us warning when it's about to sink. Right, here we go again. It's like with the sails let out a bit. But at least it's upright now, or more upright. See where Snoopy is?
Oh yeah.
I don't know how Robin's got him there. It'd be really interesting to see these wind vane measurements with all this heeling, and be able to test whether we need to compensate for that or what. It's going to make a beeline for the shore again, isn't it? Think we should take it out now or what?
Let me try one more. I'll try and pull the sheet in a bit more.
Otherwise you're going to end up in the reeds on the other side. Come on, Fran. Come on.
Is that full port?
That was full port,
Yeah.
but I don't want to hold it
No, I understand that.
too long, otherwise it just acts like a brake.
Oh, you've won.
No, not yet. Not yet.
You almost turned into the wind there.
Yeah. One more time like that.
It's only blowing me over, you realise. If you tell me this is 12 MPH, I don't believe you. Well, it's a bloody hurricane. 70-degree list, I would say. Roll.
70.
Not a list, a roll.
Right, now, can I jibe? Yes. Now we're on the other tack. Now we're on the starboard tack. Oh, sorry, port tack. Can we get it all the way back here?
I hope so, otherwise there's some rowing to do. I can't see a bloody thing in this. I've got to put this on a tripod. Dick has made 3 or 4 adjustments to the trim of the sail.
Yeah.
And it's slightly better now, although definitely we need more weight on the
as good
keel.
as you could expect it.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's way over, about 70 degrees over, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is far too far.
Yeah, but it's making progress, so it's good.
But this is a really good test of the wind thing when we analyse the data.
Is it giving you just direction or speed as well?
Direction and speed, about twice a second, being recorded on the SD card.
Oh, right.
So I'm going to analyse it afterwards and try and make some sense.
Card's not being ground. Just holding that steady line.
Oh, with no control?
Nothing.
Is it turned on?
Yeah.
Are you using the right control?
Wrong control. It was all in my head. I thought I could sworn it was doing what I said.
The bloody maniac! Sorry? Dick was just saying that the radio control stopped functioning. We turn it to port, turn it to starboard, doesn't have any effect. He was using the wrong control, the wrong joystick. So that's why the boat is over there, and why we now have a slight recovery task.
We'll try and bring it round to port because I can't turn into wind, so if I can get it to go wind.
Tell you one thing, that the anemometer is twisting, I think.
No, it's the whole mast, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, right.
It's the top of the mast not being held completely by this because it isn't quite tight.
Oh, right. A bit like when it's on the top of your car.
Right.
Mast hole, isn't it?
Well, we'll see how much water there is.
Right. Yeah,
Have I undone one?
Stop.
Yep, you've succeeded. It's dry, and we have water in the bottom of the mast there. Apart from that,
No other water anywhere. It's all dry all round here. Well done.
Brilliant.
Oh, well done, Peter.
so that's your washers that does that. There you go. Well, that was our latest test on Bray Lake in winds of 22 MPH, gusting to 30. Clearly we need a deeper keel, which we knew anyway, but we'd always put that off. But this test has more or less proved that we need to make that change. The whole point of the test really was to test the anemometer and the wind vane, and to come home with a whole load of data which we could look at and work out how the device is performing and what kind of averaging we would need to apply, and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, when I got home I discovered that there was absolutely nothing on the SD card, which is the first time the SD card logging has failed completely. There was a file of a log that I took in the morning before I drove to Bray Lake, and there was another file which I created when I got home just as a test after I discovered that there was the log was missing. But the actual one that we really wanted was completely absent, in spite of the fact that the file number had incremented by 1, so it skipped 1 out, so there was 1 obviously missing there. And I don't know what the reason for that is. It's something I've got to look into. It's the first time it's happened. Anyway, so we got absolutely no wind information from that test, but we certainly got plenty of information about the trim of the sails, as you saw with Dick's adjustments, and we shall be working on the keel with a saw in the next video. So thanks very much for watching.